For more episodes of the Games4all podcast, check out our website, www.games4allpodcast.com.
You can also follow us at twitter.com/Games4all, or check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Games4all podcast.
The Games4all podcast is brought to you in association with HostGator. For all your web host needs, check out hostgator.com.
Hello and welcome to the Games4all podcast, episode 88. I'm your host, James Craigie, and I'm joined as always by the violent and deadly
Michelle Harry.
Yeah. So, I want to say we've got another action-packed episode of you, but it's been a real slow news week, so bear with us. We'll make it as entertaining and informative as possible.
Yeah, I think out of both of us, though, I think you've been playing the most.
Been playing the most games, which is what is going to lead us on to what we've been playing.
Yes.
So, what have you been playing, Michelle?
Same as the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to get it done, and I think it's obviously difficult with work and everything, but I am determined to get it done and finished. I will, even if I have not finished it by the time we receive Final Fantasy 13-2, I will not even put the disc into the PS3. Well, I will wait until I finish the first one.
Well, Final Fantasy 13-2 is your Valentine's present, so whether you get that early or not depends. But I mean, it still gives you 2 weeks, so
yeah,
you know, you've got plenty of time.
Yeah,
and you have been putting a fair few hours.
Yeah,
decent amount of time.
Yeah,
into it. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
but
that's it.
That's it.
That's all of it. Well, but saying that, I have had a small go on Connect Disneyland Adventures.
Yes, let's talk about that because I played that as well.
Because you've played more than me on that.
Yeah, but you watched it being played, so you.
I had a small go because your little boy was getting a bit frustrated with it.
Yeah, I think we all were.
I mean, with the Connect Disneyland Adventures, I think the only thing that got me a little bit was moving left, right, and because obviously you're still walking. Yeah. You have your arm out in front of you to move forward, and you move it from left to right depending on where you go. But the Connect was being a bit funny with it. But all in all, it still did a reasonably good job, I think. Yeah, I kind of liked it. I mean, the whole premise of the game is you're walking around Disneyland, basically, interacting with the characters instead of the people in suits, so the actual Disney characters. Getting autographs and photos. And
much like you do at Disneyland. And
yeah.
To be fair, I was getting a big sense of deja vu, because having been to the one in Paris, and they're all built the same, they've all got the same layout and everything, it is Disneyland. All the streets are there, all the shops are there, everything, it just looks the same. My problem with it is, like you said, my little boy was playing it and the Kinect was kind of like adjusted to his height. When I stepped in to take over, obviously me being a good 3-4 foot taller than him, the Kinect didn't adjust, so I had to kind of like squat. And
but the funny thing is, though, is like when you want to join, say you wanted to join me and play it, the other person's got to wave at the Kinect. Yeah. And it doesn't always work, and you're literally waving so hard, you look like a complete nutter. Yeah. It's, oh my god, but...
a complete nutter or a partial twat.
Yeah, either. But, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really play it. I mean, going round, you basically, from what I played of it, you went round and you collected their autographs, got their photos,
went on rides.
Went on a few rides. Although saying that, Space Mountain is not exactly a ride I've been... Well, I've been on Space Mountain, but it was nothing like what you...
No, Space Mountain, this is where it differs. Yeah. The whole park is just like Disneyland, but when you go on the rides, it's kind of like more action-packed, more like the feelings of what the ride should evoke rather than what they actually are. Space Mountain is like a roller coaster, isn't it? Yeah. This is a kind of Tron-style space bike thing.
With your actual space suits.
Yeah. Yeah. And you control it by holding your fists out in front of you, as if you're holding handlebars, and then moving them around.
To be fair, when I saw you play this, it looked like you were walking along with a shopping trolley.
I know. Well, it's because like I said, because I had to squat to compensate for the height issues. It was very difficult kind of getting in there. I had more fun on the the skiing one.
Yeah, the skiing one looked pretty good.
Yeah,
where you have to hit Yetis with snowballs.
Yetis with snowballs, but that kills you.
But at the same time, though, you've got to be pretty accurate with throwing with the whole Connect thing, because obviously you're not.
Well, you say that. You'd like to be accurate, but those balls fly everywhere.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is you try and hit a target...
And it won't.
It doesn't, You're literally going, oh, fuck it then, I'll just throw a whole bunch of...
Yeah, you throw a whole bunch of it and you get, like, RSI. And my arms hurt after that.
Yeah, I know.
And it goes on way longer than it needs to.
Yeah.
But, it's a nice looking game.
Yeah.
And Ashton seemed to enjoy what he played at it, although he got fairly frustrated. I think... a lot of it could be blamed on the lighting, the positioning of it, the fact that we're not used to it. And another thing that annoyed me is I always thought this wasn't supposed to happen. Every time somebody walked past, it signed you out.
Yeah, that was the annoying thing.
And you had to wave to sign in as a guest, and you'd be like
you'd
different,
be a different
and you'd be
character.
constantly signing in all the times. And I had no idea what was going on.
I think I played it for 10 minutes, and within that 10 minutes, with people going past it, I was like a boy. Then a girl, then a boy.
Then a different boy.
Different boy.
And then back to the original boy.
Yeah,
and then back to the second boy, then the girl again. And yeah.
It's just stupid.
Clusterfuck. Proper clusterfuck.
I hate that word.
But you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our experience with Disneyland Adventures. After playing Skyward Sword last week, I was tempted to kind of revisit some Wii games. So I'm going to play a few more this coming week. But the ones I played was... and my voice is going... Was. New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the classic Super Mario Brothers, just on the Wii. And Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Mm-hmm.
Can you sense the theme?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we talked about Super Mario Brothers Wii on the show before. And, it's like every other Super Mario Brothers game. It's cool, you will play it, you will enjoy it, because it is what it is. It does what it says in the tin. It kind of forgoes the whole motion control thing. That doesn't play into it at all, and you hold it like a controller. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I would like to play more of it. I think you probably would as well.
Yeah.
Super Mario Galaxy 2, I played a little bit of it. Didn't get too into it, but played a little bit more this time. And do you know what I think I like about it, and what other people like about it?
What?
Is it's sort of... The Mario Galaxy games are kind of spiritual successors to Mario 64.
Yeah.
His first 3D one, the one which everybody loves, and you get that feeling from it. It's a Mario game, and it's no different to the first Mario Galaxy. You can quite easily pick this one up and not miss a thing.
Yeah.
But no, I like it. The controls well. It makes good use of the motion controls, and I can see why so many people like it. I'm actually kind of getting back into the Wii a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play some Zelda. I'm also going to play this week, I think it's Smash Brothers, as I'm looking at it. And I haven't decided yet, but there'll be more games.
I think when it comes to old games, I'll probably be playing Elite Beat Agents on my DS.
On your DS, yeah.
I love that game. I am a rhythm person.
Yeah.
With games. So I'll probably be playing that, or Tap Tap on my iPhone.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we've got some kind of mention of that in the news, which comes after the break, which I think now is as good a time as any to have it. Join us in part 2. Welcome back to part 2 of the Games4all podcast. This is a section where we talk about the news. Michelle, you know what to do.
Yes, the first headline, Harmonix working on downloadable game.
Yes, Harmonix, famous for rhythm and kind of music games. They did Rock Band, I think Rocksmith as well. It's coming out soon over here in the UK. One of the designers put on his resume that he's working on a game for Xbox Live Arcade, PSN and Facebook. Would you be interested in playing a rhythm game on the Facebook? I mean, we don't know it's a rhythm game. They say they're an expanding company and they're working on different things, but judging from the games that have come before...
As long as it's nothing like Farmville or these other shitty things you get on Facebook.
No, it'll be kind of like a rhythm game.
I'll give it a go.
But, it'll be on PSN and Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, you can get some really good rhythm games, and to be honest, I've had a go on my fair share of shitty rhythm games, and they're pretty shocking, so we'll have to see.
See, I'd like something that can kind of utilise the controller and or musical instruments. You know, something that download it, and if you do have like Rock Band or you do have any like musical instruments like Guitar Heroes, you can use that along with it. Maybe I don't know how that would work on Facebook, but you know, tapping buttons and stuff with the mouse and keys, that's been done before.
Yeah.
So, you know, interesting stuff. I know if Dan was here, he'd have lots to say about it.
Yeah, because I mean, I know he likes his like music games.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, and I will say it again. I have no rhythm at all. So this story doesn't interest me in the slightest. But it's been such a slow news week that I thought I'd better include it.
Yeah.
But you know, no, it is good. I'm sure, because with there's been a whole big decline on music games.
Yeah.
I think, and
yeah, I have noticed that.
There's no more Guitar Heroes coming out.
No.
So, you know, maybe for the people who want something new and won't be getting any major releases,
yeah,
downloadable games can fill the void.
To a certain extent.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
You know, but
we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah.
We need more music games, people.
No, I think we had too many, which is why they've stopped. But
yeah, but to be honest, I think, you know, you get quite... I don't know. I mean, like, say in the past, you know, I remember, was it on the PlayStation? And, you know, I like Time Crisis. You know, I'll happily play that when I go to any arcade. And I remember, you know, now, you know, you can get the guns for it and you use the guns to shoot.
Yeah.
But when I played it on the PlayStation, you obviously do it with the controls. And most games you get now, you have... It's not just buying the game, you have to buy the equipment that comes with it, like, whether it be the guitar, the drums, or, you know, like DJ Hero. You know, I think that's another thing you have to put... It's more money towards, you know, a game, you know. And I think there isn't a lot of... I mean, say with Tap, you know, it's just a, you know, downloadable game from the App Store, and it's just me using my thumbs tapping the screen. You know, I don't know of many games where you can just, you know, use the just use the controller, or, you know, it's, you have to buy all this other stuff that comes with it. And I think that's, you know, you get these people who will happily pay for it. But I think that's what's putting some people off, is just the fact that you're not buying just the game.
It's a new guitar every year.
It's a guitar, or, you know, you see these music games come out and you're like, oh, I really want that. And then you get the retail price come up, and, you know, with the equipment with it, and you're like, oh, fuck. I can wait, yeah. And then, you know, by that time you're probably thinking, I really can't be fucked right now. You know, it's just...
And at the same point, the point I was making earlier, you get these people who have bought all these instruments, and they now only have like so many games to play it on, and, you know, they might be getting bored of them.
But that's the other thing that makes me laugh, is that, you know, all games, but, you know, by the end of the day, you'll buy a game, you'll play it, and then the funny thing is, though, it will be stuck in your, you know, cupboard or whatever for ages. And the equipment you buy with these games will just be sat there gathering dust.
Yeah.
So, you know...
So if this downloadable game, you know, can use the instruments and stuff... You know, I'm just speculating. There's no sign of any of this at all. But, you know, it could be good. And this story's carried on way longer than it needed to. What's the next headline, Michelle?
Okay, the next headline is Wii U will launch in 2012 this year.
Yes. Nintendo President Satoru Iwata.
Okay.
Thank you. Basically had like a big investor meeting thing, and, you know, they've had some tough times. I mean, last fiscal year, they had losses, and it's the first time that Nintendo have had losses in 25 years. So, you know, pretty dreadful, and that can all really be put down to the shoddy 3DS launch.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't ready, there weren't any games for it and all that, and, you know, that they're aware of this. And, you know, he's promised now that he's making a real effort to make sure that it is ready and make sure that it's out this year to try and make up for last year. So he's saying that when it launches, it'll have the full suite. All the hardware will be ready, all the software will be ready, there'll be games for it, everything will be there. It'll be everything that the 3DS wasn't.
Yeah.
So, that's good. He said E3 this year, it will be the final format, so like the final build of the console.
Yeah.
Near enough the one that will be shipping out. You'll be able to play at E3. Well, not you personally, but anybody who's going there. So, hopefully by E3 we'll see more about the games that will be out on release or soon after. See what the console's like. They've had kind of like talking about the controller will have, I think it's HFC connectivity, which is kind of like Bluetooth or whatever, but it's kind of close, as in connect stuff within like a couple of centimeters, and you don't need to like connect or pair up or do anything like Wi-Fi or anything like that, and you can just transfer stuff. So we still don't know what that is. They've also announced a Nintendo Network,
Yeah.
which I think is the logical thing, seeing as the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live and everything. So, it's gearing up to be pretty eventful. It's a few years late to the party, I think. This really should have come out. This should have been what the Wii was,
Yeah.
I think, to sort of compare with Xbox and PlayStation, which leads on to the next story.
Yes, Microsoft say that there will be no new Xbox this year.
Yes, there's been lots of toing and froing. We've been giving you stories how it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Microsoft have now turned around and said, it's not happening. Quit
End of.
flinging rumours about it,
Yeah.
because definitely no new console in 2012. I mean, there's been like a lot of talk of chipsets getting ready and all this and pointing towards next year. But a lot of people are thinking, well, if the Wii U's coming out, surely they want to get out. And they've said, no, they're not competing with Nintendo. Nintendo are sort of circulating in a different audience, so they're not direct competitors.
Yeah.
Because they're two different styles of console. We always said the Wii is nothing like the Xbox or the PlayStation. They're the main sort of hardcore games, and the Wii has its whole thing,
Yeah.
sort of circle of popularity. But no, definitely not. Definitely not going to happen.
Yeah.
Quit talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no new Xbox this year.
Oh, Sony have also chimed in and said that they're not in any rush to release the PlayStation 4. In fact, they're probably going to be the last company to announce any new next-gen console. So, people, just end the rumours now.
Stop it.
But, there's
Stop
still going to be
it now.
speculation. There's still going to be people saying, oh, yeah, it's going to be revealed this year and blah, 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 blah. It isn't.
Yeah. Just ignore it.
Deal with it.
Forget it. Okay, next story. No more resistance for Insomniac.
Yeah, see, I tried to be clever and witty with that headline.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
Insomniac Games, they've been Sony exclusive since 96, 97. They've done all the Ratchet and Clank games. They did the Resistance games, which were kind of like the big first-person shooters for the PlayStation until Killzone was resurrected. They're now working on their first multi-platform game, Overstrike, which I think I mentioned a trailer for. Looked really interesting on the show back at E3 last year. They said, they're not going to make any more Resistances, basically. CEO Ted Price has spoke out and said they want to move forward, basically. They've had an excellent working relationship with Sony. They'll still be making games for the PlayStation, but just not exclusively. They think that the Resistance franchise probably will carry on, just not under Insomniac. Whether we'll see any more Ratchet and Clanks, I don't know. Whether those Ratchet and Clanks will be multi-platform, most likely, I would think. But, Sony again have said there's no ill will. They've had great relationship and wish them all success. And, I personally, I'm quite looking forward to Overstrike. It looks pretty weird in the trailer I've seen. But, I think that's kind of a lot of people are leaning to. I mean, Sony and Microsoft and EA, they're buying up all these studios and all that, but it's really multi-platform is where it's at, because there's no one console dominating the market.
Yeah.
Not like the Xbox used to, and not like the PlayStation Elite, or no, there is no PlayStation Elite, but the people who had PS2s, because that kind of dominated last gen's market. So multi-platform's where it's at, and if you want to make the money, you've got to spread the game around.
I was wondering about what you're about to say then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so was I.
All right then. Okay. So the next story is a free Resident Evil 6 demo with Dragon's Dogma.
Yes. Obviously, talking about Resident Evil 6 last week, you voiced your opinions rather strongly about it.
Yeah, I won't say any more about it.
No, we're staying impartial. I'm cautiously optimistic. But yeah, Dragon's Dogma is from Capcom. It's kind of a Monster Hunter game. You remember Monster Hunter on Wii and all that? It looks kind of like that, but sort of more medieval. Looks pretty good, actually. I saw trailers of it and gameplay footage and stuff, and you basically, it's like a single player experience, and you hire like a squad of sort of followers, and you have to go around hunting monsters, and you can climb up on them, you can slay them, and you know, they're it's not just like dragons, but there's kind of like cockatrices and all kinds of mythical beasts, hydras and all that. And I actually thought it looked fairly interesting. Did not think it would do very well, but thought, you know, maybe I'll pick it up. I now think it's going to do considerably better, seeing as in Europe, when it comes out on the 25th of May, you'll be able to get early access to the Resident Evil 6 demo. Now, Xbox owners are going to get really early access to it.
Yeah.
3rd of July, I think it is, like 6 months before the game comes out. So if you get it on Xbox, you'll be able to get on it really soon. But if you get it on PlayStation, you're going to have to wait until the 5th of September. So I think Dragon's Dogma will do pretty well on the Xbox. You know, I'm interested. I'd really like to pick up this game.
Yeah.
And thereby getting onto the Resident Evil 6 demo early. So we'll see how that goes. See, I love like the Monster Hunter games. I love that sort of style of going out and hunting a big beast, and it's the sort of thing that drew me to like Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
You seen that, where it's just kind of like one little person against these huge hulking beasts? And
Yeah, to be honest, I did like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that. Looked good.
So, you know, I'm cautiously optimistic about this now. I think it'll be selling quite
We'll
well.
just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, Resident Evil 6 is going to be huge, despite how some people feel about it, that it's been overdone. But, you know, people will buy it and people will want to play the demo of it. So, that is the news.
Yes.
Very brief, not a lot. I do apologise, but...
and there's a few good stories in there, but
yeah, I suppose. But we've got a pretty full part 3 coming up after the break, so join us then, and we will be talking about the UK chart and, get this, the games that are coming out this week. Welcome back to part 3 of the Games4all podcast. UK sales chart is up now. Michelle, do the honours.
Okay, at number 10 it's Zumba Fitness 2. At number 9 it's Assassin's Creed Revelations. At number 8 it's Saints Row the Third. At number 7 it's Zumba Fitness. At number 6 it's Resident Evil Revelations. At number 5 it's Battlefield 3. At number 4 it's Just Dance 3. At number 3 it's The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. At number 2 it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. And at number 1 again it's FIFA 12.
Yeah, well, that was to be expected.
Yeah.
Not bad. I really do need to play more Assassin's Creed
I'm just glad
Revelations.
that Zumba Fitness is going down.
Yeah, it is going down. Interesting to see Resident Evil Revelations up there as
Yeah.
well. Sort of the only new entry in the chart, because it was the only game that came out last week. But, you know, considering 3DS not a popular console, to get sort of number 6 in the top 10, just shy of the top 5,
Yeah.
you know, that's not bad. It's obviously done well. That's the pulling power of Resident Evil.
Assassin's Creed's doing well in the sales chart over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
As well,
Yeah, it's been sort of in and out a bit, but, you know, it's staying
but
constant.
staying quite constant, yeah.
And Ubisoft have just announced that the next Assassin's Creed...
I want to know where Final Fantasy 13 is going to come.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Number one!
We'll see.
Dan's going to hate me for that. Number 1!
On that note, should we talk about this week's releases?
Yes.
Yes, we have games, people. We have games coming out of the wazoo.
The only one I'm interested in is...
Final Fantasy 13-2 on Xbox 360 and PS3.
PS3.
Yep. We,
It feels weird. The only reason I want it on the PS3 is to me, you know, I've always known Final Fantasies to be on the PlayStation. it just feels a little bit weird to me if I'm playing it on the Xbox.
And it's on one disc. Well, the first one was on one disc. But
it just feels wrong.
And for a game that's kind of heavily into the full motion video, you really want that running off a Blu-ray. I'm sorry, I love the Xbox, but the video quality is never going to be as good as the PlayStation. And sort of like, Square put a lot of effort into their videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So there it is. Another game, which I think will probably contend for the top spot next week, Soul Calibur 5.
Oh.
Yes, there's 5 of them now. Xbox 360, PS3. Again, it's popular. People want this. Never mind the fact that it looks exactly the same as the other ones. People want this.
Yeah.
They want the ridiculous story.
Yeah.
They want the insanely weird voiceover. They want the scantily clad women. Who wouldn't? With swords. And shit.
And shit.
Yeah. But, that's going to do fairly well.
I've just read this now. The Metal Gear Solid.
Yes, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. In the UK, it's only available from one place, though.
What?
Zavvi.
What?
So I can't see this doing as good as it could do, simply because it's only available at one retailer. But it's Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and Peace Walker. That was on the PSP, all redone in HD. All together for 360 PS3. I imagine that they'll probably be released separately on the various online networks at some point. Yeah. But, do you like Metal Gear Solid?
I mean, I haven't played a lot of it, because to be honest, when I first played it, I was pretty shit at it. Yeah. But I really like the game. I have a lot of memories of my friend Tony playing it when I was over his when I was younger, and it is an awesome game.
Yeah, I've mentioned this before, but you said I really want to be into Metal Gear Solid. I really like the story. I went out and I bought most of the games. Could I play them? Could I fuck? I have all the stealth of a loud, shouty brick. To the face.
See, now saying that, I think the only memory I have, I don't know if you remember, MCM last year with the guy with the box on his head, and it said on the side of the box, "I am not Snake."
Yeah, not Snake. That was cool. That was an awesome costume. Probably my favourite costume. Apart from the really good...
ninja that we never saw again.
Yeah, as you shouldn't with a ninja. And the Ezio from Assassin's Creed, who I stabbed. I secretly snuck up on him and stabbed him. Didn't see that coming.
Well, you didn't actually stab him. Just clarify there.
I passed a little business card with our website address into his hand.
Well, didn't you slip a business card into someone's hat?
Yeah, in a hat, into bags, into socks.
Anyway, what's the other game out?
Never Dead. Now, we've talked about this. It's on 360 PS3. It's the third-person sort of action shooter where you play as a character who just will not die. Even if you're torn limb from limb and you're just ahead, you will roll about.
Okay.
Now, this is a game where I've said before, this show is full of stuff that I've said before. Why am I still saying it? But I kind of like the premise more than I think I like the actual game. Because you think the whole point of games is there's an element of jeopardy, there's an element of failing. If you can't die, how do you fail? So it's going to be escorting. There's going to be somebody there who can die, who you have to protect, and you have to hold their hand and drag them along. And that's never fun. Whether Never Dead will make it fun, I do not know. But, it had a wicked trailer. And
it had a wicked trailer.
It did have a wicked trailer. It did put it on my radar. So I'll be seeing if I can borrow a copy of this, or at least...
I'm just mainly looking forward to Final Fantasy and Metal Gear Solid, even though it is only out in Zavvi. Yeah. Which is a bit of a disappointment.
I have a feeling in a few months' time the individual games are going to be released separately anyway.
But, well, I'm not going to get into it.
It's business practices.
Yeah.
Everywhere does it. So, that is the show.
Yes.
We've actually got games coming out. We've got more games coming out next week.
Yes.
Which is good. We're going to play some stuff.
Yes, have we got a special guest?
Ah. Yes. We do.
We do.
We do. I'm trying to be deceptive, but it's not really working.
Anyway, we'll leave it at that. No, we have got a guest. You know who
I'll
you
mention it.
Aaron.
Aaron from the Underground Geek Network is
Yes.
planning to come on.
Fingers crossed.
Hoping that all works
Yeah,
out.
fingers crossed.
You know, sort of technology, because I am in charge of the technology now. So
A bit of a downside when he lives in the US.
Yeah. So
But we'll get something sorted.
long-time friend of the show, Aaron from the UndergroundGeekNetwork.com, who you can also follow on Twitter at UGeekNetwork. U is a letter.
U is a letter, yes.
Check out their show. They cover pretty much everything.
I think you know best. I think you're into all things geeky.
I am into all things geeky. I am their kind of British counterpart. If I was over there and if I could stand the late nights talking transatlantically, I'd probably be on their show. Check them out. They're also on iTunes and Facebook. Talking of which, we are also on iTunes. You can subscribe to our audio and video bits and
pieces, yes.
bits and pieces, where you can check out all the episodes that we have done, all the videos that we've done, and generally like us, listen to us. We're also on www.games4allpodcast.com. That's our main site. You can get to everything from there. If you want to email us, it's podcast@games4allpodcast.com. Let us know what a great job we're doing.
Or you could get in contact with us on Twitter at Games4all.
Yeah.
The number 4.
Number 4. 4 is a number. And we're on Facebook, facebook.com/Games4all podcast. We post little snippets there whenever a new episode goes up. We put it on there. Trailers that we like. I mean, I think I posted a couple of trailers this week. Generally, just chit chat. That's probably one of the easiest ways of talking to us. So if you do have anything to say hi on Facebook. We won't bite hard.
I knew you were going to say that.
So yeah, that wraps up episode 88. Michelle is now destroying the studio. I'm
destroying the studio.
So on that note, I will say
goodbye.
Join us next week.
Fuck. Bye.
See you later.
For more episodes of the Games4all podcast, check out our website www.games4allpodcast.com.
You can also follow us at twitter.com/Games4all, or check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Games4all podcast.
The Games4all podcast is brought to you in association with HostGator. For all your web host needs, check out hostgator.com.